Three. Third video. Third? Fourth? We're somewhere along that. We're gonna pull away from the discourse that was happening. It's springtime now. Easter is over. It's officially spring. It's starting to warm up. We're getting 50s, 60s, 70s days. So, the sun is out. It's shining a lot. And, considering the other Dari had mentioned something along these lines, I figured I would do a video about Utu. Utu Shamash, the sun god of Mesopotamia. He who is in the heavens and sees it all. So we're going to talk a little bit about Utu here. The etymology for Utu comes from our cuneiform logograph Ud, which meant literally sun. The sign that represented Utu's name derived itself from a pictograph of the sun rising above a mountain valley. The Akkadian name was Shamash. That's S-A-M-A-S, but with the sh sound. So Shamash, which also literally means sun. So, who was Shamash? Shamash stands for the light of the sun that allows life to exist on Earth. He's the radiant warmth in the daytime, and by association, it is by his decree that the land can bring forth plants, that crops can grow, that animals can live, that things can be in abundance. So his warmth is seen as nourishing humans and animals alike, as well as the earth to an extent. When Enki was distributing the Me, the divine powers amongst the gods, he also assigned Utu as the herald who would proclaim An or Anu's decisions. He also judged them. He would fill the light with his entire sky. He was all-seeing. So his light illuminates even the darkest places, and therefore he was able to judge things. He could expose falsehoods. He could expose deceit. Utu was the god of truth and justice, and he sees to it that contracts are fulfilled and obligations are upheld. When you made a promise, when you made an obligation, when you even made a business contract, you would sign that contract swearing upon Utu. And Utu would hold you to it. The Sumerians made all their contracts in the name of Utu. He would govern the agreements in all the different strata of society. So business arrangements, treaties between nations, a promise to a friend, a wedding vow, a vow for the priesthood, all of this. Because his light shone through everything, Utu could not be deceived. And because his light represents truth and justice, he is the lawgiver in the Sumerian pantheon. The one who passed to mankind the laws that enable a just society to be able to function smoothly. We could all use a lot more Utu right now. Just my personal feel. But the law code of the Sumerian king Ur-Nammu was issued in the just name of Utu. Utu decreed equity in the land of Sumer, and the king strove to appear as paragons of justice and order, but also of fairness, to allow any form of inequity or unfairness in the land would incur the wrath of Utu, something that was not generally seen as a good thing. Another of his domains was divination. While Enki was crafty and gave magic to humans, divination was Utu's gift, because he could reveal the truth, even about the future. The sages of ancient Sumer would appeal to him to provide a correct answer when they performed a reading. It was also in the practice of haruspicy, or the reading of the entrails of a goat it was believed that every morning Utu directly wrote this on the liver of the goat. And so this was direct word of mouth. We don't do that anymore, so it's kind of a lost art, but very interesting. Utu also takes a direct role in human affairs. He intervenes to make sure that fairness is applied. He took part in the affairs of the underworld. When the sun set in the west, he would descend into the underworld, where he decreed the fates of the dead. He judged disputes the dead had, and illuminated their realm, just as Nana or Sin does when it's daylight in the world of the living. So the two would go. Shamash would come to the underworld, Sin would come to the above world. Nana would go back down, Shamash would come back up, providing light and daylight and judgment and fairness and all of these things. His consort was seen sometimes as Sharita, who was a youthful warrior goddess of the dawn. Sometimes it was Aya, the literal embodiment and personification of the dawn. But it was always tied with dawn, with the rising of the sun, Utu being a god who is embodied. When he would rise and the dawn would rise, Utu would rise with his love. And that would be kind of how that worked. So that was just a little quick thing on Utu. I'll maybe go into Nana Sin Zuen next. I have another video I want to do tonight, but I'm going to wait till nighttime for atmosphere for that. Anyways, Shamu everybody.